What's going on, everyone? Sports back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be recapping yesterday's New York Giants loss to the Minnesota Vikings. The Giants dropped to 8-6-1 with the 27-24 loss to Minnesota, a heartbreaker, in which the Giants, I would say, probably deserved to win this football game outside of a couple mistakes. I thought the Giants played very well, but besides that, this was a very good game for Daniel Jones, and this is just another reason why he should be back next season as the quarterback for the New York Giants, and I think he could be the franchise quarterback. I really, really do. I think he's shown some really good games with really nothing on the receiving end. You look at Jones today, 30 for 42, 334 passing yards with a touchdown, and he did throw an interception, a tough interception, but it happens. I mean, the guy's only thrown, just 5 interceptions all season long, and that was his first one in 5 weeks. It's going to happen. People are killing him for it. I mean, that's ridiculous. Look at a guy like Kirk Cousins this year who's thrown 11 picks, more than double Jones with even better receivers and a better O-line, so I think that's ridiculous, the Jones slander. He was great. He really, really was great. He also had 4 carries for 34 yards, and he had a tremendous play on that 2-point conversion that tied up the football game, getting the ball to Daniel Bellinger, who also actually earlier in the game fumbled it. Really bad play for Bellinger in plus territory. I believe he was inside the 30. He fumbled it. Giants lost the ball. 6-point turnaround. At the least, if the Giants would have just gotten a field goal, if they would have got a touchdown, it would have been a 10-point turnaround, So plays like that can happen. But the amount of drops that the Giants had was ridiculous. I mean, you take those drops away, Jones probably has 400 yards. And, the Giants probably win this game pretty easily, and they put up 30 to 34 points. No question about it if you're asking me. But that being said, lots to take from this football game. Lots of good for the Giants. It was a really good, well-played game. Outside the fumble, outside the drops, there was a blocked punt that kind of hurt us, but we were able to kind of overcome that. And then the Jones pick, but, I mean, that's excusable in my opinion considering how well Jones has been. He wasn't going to play perfect football. You look at guys like Josh Allen. He threw pathetic interception yesterday. He's not allergic to throwing them. Pat Mahomes throws interceptions. Dak's thrown 1 million interceptions. Look at Tua today. He threw 3 ridiculous interceptions. Russell Wilson threw 3 interceptions. So if you look at other guys and other good quarterbacks, Daniel Jones has done a better job protecting the football. But looking at some of the numbers, Saquon was great. 14 carries, 84 yards, and that big touchdown there on the 4th down. 27-yard touchdown that led to the 2-point conversion. Barkley was great. I don't like that the Giants kind of moved off the run. I mean, he averaged 6 yards a carry. He was great in the game today. Breida had 2 carries for 9 yards. I thought they should have got Breida going a little bit more because he's pretty good. I like Breida, but I do think that they should have played Barkley a little bit more. I think if the Giants ran with Barkley a little bit more, they would have controlled the clock a little bit more. In which the Giants narrowly lost 30 minutes and 47 seconds to 29 minutes and 13 seconds. So pretty even in terms of time of possession. But the Giants, if they would have ran the ball a little bit more, 30 times is what I thought we would run it. And if we did run it 30 times, because outside of the Jones scrambles, which was 4 carries, actual running back design runs, there were just 17. I would have predicted there to be about 30. So if they did that, they would have had a much better, I think they would have done much better with the time of possession, that's for sure, at the least. And I think that would have helped them and win the game more. So I think it's a learning stepping stone for the Giants to get Barkley more involved. And I think Daboll and the coaching staff is going to make that happen. Because Jones will not throw 42 times a game. I don't think that is a lot. And Jones, the last time he threw 42 passes, he's only done it once this year. I think once in his career, honestly. The Detroit Lions game in which the Giants were behind the whole game, and he threw for 341 yards. He had 2 interceptions that game, but look at where the Giants were in that game. They were always playing from behind. So in a game like this where it's close, the Giants won't throw 42 times. I think this was just situational. where, the Vikings have bad pass defense, so that's why the Giants. So in the end, should the Giants have ran a bit more? Yes. Will they do that in future games? I think yes. But looking at the receiving, Richie James he dropped 2 bad balls he should have caught. The Giants would have won the game if he would have caught these 2 passes, but he was good. 8 catches, 90 yards. Hodgins, great. 8 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. I think Hodgins is going to be a guy who's, here for a bit, but that's, a video for another day in itself. I really do like Hodgins. I think he's a great find for Dayball and Shane from Buffalo, but he had a great game. Slayton had a big gain of 32. He had 4 catches for 79 yards, and then Barkley 8 catches for 49 yards. He should have went backwards a million times, and he just didn't. He's great. Bellinger, of course, caught the 2-point, and then on top of that, he had 2 catches for 27 yards, and that fumble on the 15-yard play, that was killer. Jamie Gillen was tremendous in this football game. He had one of his punts blocked, but outside of that, 3 punts, and all 3 inside the 20-yard line, an average of 43 and a long of 61. Jamie Gillen was good in this football game. And then, on the Giants side of things, in terms of the defense, they were good. I thought, realistically, the only bad play we had, really bad play, was letting Justin Jefferson on that screen pass get through there. But that's just kind of, Wink blitzing, which I'm not going to kill him for that. That's the way he plays, right? Obviously Wink Martindale is a blitzing type of quarterback, defensive coordinator. So that is, that's something that's going to happen. And the Giants, they play that way. So we can't kill them for it. We cannot do that. There were, plays in this game where could the Giants have held up on the back end? Yes, but we have no Xavier McKinney and no Dory Jackson in the secondary, so that doesn't help. Cordell Flott, he dropped an interception, which was tough. But outside of that, I think the defense was pretty good. Jalen Smith had a sack, Landon Collins had a sack, Leonard Williams had a sack, and Azeez Ojulari, who left the game, had a sack. He has an ankle injury. I don't think it's serious, though. He didn't make it seem like it was serious. How about Landon Collins, though? He was great. I love Landon Collins. He's back to the way he was, and I think he's going to play a lot, especially after the Giants cut Tay Crowder. So I like Landon Collins. He proved why he should play, and I think he's going to play a lot. Fabian Moreau got just destroyed by Justin Jefferson, but that's something the Giants can't let happen, but it's going to happen without Xavier McKinney and Dory Jackson. So hopefully we can get those 2 guys back soon. Hawkinson and Jefferson cooked us. We were able to kind of hold Cook, but other than that, I think the Giants did a good job on defense. There were a couple of bad plays, but overall was pretty good. It was an absolute killer, though, for the Giants to lose the way they did. 61-yard field goal. That's in New York. It's 10 to 15 yards short, but it's indoor in Minnesota, so the Vikings got the win there. Long kick, tough for the Giants, but they'll overcome it. It would have been nice to move to 9-5-1 and clinch the playoffs, but it didn't happen. Lots of good to take from this football game here, though, and the Giants, I think they'll clinch against the Colts at home next week on New Year's Day. Let's hope they do that. But like I said, lots to take from this game, lots of good. Daniel Jones was tremendous in this football game, as was Saquon Barkley, and I think these guys are going to be long-term pieces here for the Giants. But that's a conversation and a topic for another day and another video. But I want to know what you guys have to say down below in the comment section on this football game. What do you guys think of the Giants? Tough loss to the Vikings. I think it's a tough loss, but we can play with these guys, and I'm hoping we could see them in the playoffs because that would be my ideal matchup for the Giants. Hopefully we could play the Vikings, but lots of good to take from this game. It's not time to panic, absolutely not. And really no Giants fans are panicking because we're in a really good spot. And we played a 12-win football team to the end, and they had to beat us on a 61-yarder that if it was in our place, it was not going in. But let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys all in the next video. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And as always, let's go Giants.